Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Sheffer and welcome to lesson 3 on Google Slides. And in this lesson, we're going to learn how to add text as well as how to format text, which means how to change the style, the size, and the color of the text. So as you can see here, I'm in a new presentation, and just as a quick review from our previous lessons, I'm going to change the theme of this. So I'm going to tap on those 3 dots. In the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to tap on Change Theme, and I'm going to choose Swiss, which is an orange background because I'm doing a project here on the lion. So as you can see, it changes the slide layout, and I have a text box that says double tap to add title. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to double tap on that ever so slightly. I will tell you that Google Slides is relatively sensitive with finger gestures. So you want to just tap 1, 2 real quick, and it's going to have a blinking cursor that will appear, and your on-screen keyboard will also appear. So once that does appear, you can begin typing. So I'm going to tap the lion, and then I can tap on that close keyboard button in the bottom right-hand corner, and it will have my on-screen keyboard go away. The text box at the bottom says double tap to add a subtitle. So I'm going to double tap real quick, and I'm going to type The King of the Jungle. And you'll want to make sure that you are following all of your teacher's guidelines on how they want you to format text, and keep in mind all of the rules about grammar and punctuation and spelling and capitalization. So The King of the Jungle, I have capitalized because I'm using what's called a title case, because it is a subtitle of a formal presentation that I'm giving. So that is how you will add text to your slides. Now to format, to change the look and the size and the color, I'm going to go back to tap on the lion, and I'm just going to tap 1 time. When I tap that 1 time, you're going to see a black menu appear at the bottom that allows me to do all kinds of various things, which we'll explore in greater detail in future lessons, where, for example, we can cut, copy, paste, delete, so on and so forth. But for this particular lesson, I want to show you how to change the style, the size, and the color of the fonts. So if you look at the top of the menu, you're going to see an A with 4 little lines next to it. It's at the very top. It's next to the plus sign. So when I tap on that A, I'm going to have a font submenu appear. You'll see that this submenu has 3 different menus. We have text, which is selected by default. We also can change paragraphs, and then we have shapes, and we'll explore those in future lessons, but we're going to keep it here at where it says text. Now you'll see a B with a faint yellow background. If we tap on that, you'll notice the lion changes. It was previously bold, and now it's unbold. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that B again so you can see the difference. I would recommend that you keep your titles bold because it makes the text really pop, and it creates a very visually appealing presentation, especially if you were presenting in front of the room. The button next to that B is an I, and that is italics. So it gives a slight angle to the text, and that is your preference if you'd like that. The U with the underline underneath is going to underline your title. I personally don't think that that is really necessary for you to underline. The S with the line through it is strike through. So again, that probably wouldn't be necessary for you. So we're just going to stick to keeping that text bold. Underneath it says font, and you'll see that this particular template's default font, and remember, default means automatic, it's called Railway. Now, if we tap on that, you're going to see a very wide variety of different fonts in Google Slides. And this is a great update to the Google Slides app. Previously, there were not so many different fonts available to us as users of the app, but now you can see there are many different fonts to choose from. So I would caution you that some of the fonts are not going to appear. So this Rubric Mono 1, for example, this is a heavy, bold font, and it really sort of corresponds with the lion. It's one of the biggest animals on the planet. A lion is very strong, and I feel as though Rubrics Mono 1 would be a great font. So I'm going to tap on that. And when I do, you can see that the lion changes. There might be some fonts that you use that you won't see the change appear on the slide until you put the presentation in actual present mode. Now, the present mode, while we're here, is that little triangle, sideways triangle next to the A. That's going to allow you to see what does this slide look like when I'm actually presenting it on a larger screen. So if I tap on that little button, I'm going to see present on this device. So I'm going to select that. And it's going to show me what it looks like. And I would encourage you to do this after every slide that you design to make sure it appears the way you want it to when you're presenting the actual presentation. Now, if you tap in the black space at the top, you're going to then tap on the X and you're going to get back into that presentation mode. So now I'm going to tap on the King of the Jungle, and I'm going to change the style of that as well. That's very small, so I want to first change the style and the size. So I'm going to tap on that A, and I'm going to go to font, and it says Lato, but I'm going to change this, and I'm going to choose a font that is a complement to that Rubrics Mono 1. So something strong. One font that comes to mind that I think would be a nice complement when I'm designing this is Impact. So those two fonts complement each other very well. So Indie Flower, for example, probably wouldn't match well with the subject of my presentation as well as the first style of font that I've chosen. So keep that in mind when you're selecting your font styles. I would recommend no more than 2 or 3 font styles total when you're designing a presentation. So I've changed it to Impact. And now I'm going to go back, and where it says size, I have an up arrow and a down arrow. So all I have to simply do is tap that until it's as large as I want it to be. I might not want it to be as big as the lion, so I'm going to just make sure that there's a difference between the two. Next, underneath that, we see text color. By default, this is white. So we have an orange background, and we want to make sure that we can still see the font. Now, what you'll see is we have all the colors of the rainbow as well as black at the top. Now, black is currently selected, and you're going to see we have all these different shades of black. They have shades of black, and then they go progressively to shades of gray all the way down to shades to a white color. Now, there's a maroon color next to that, and the same thing. When you tap on that maroon, you're going to see various shades of maroon. Same with red, orange. So I would just caution you, you don't want to pick something orange, a shade of orange on an orange background, because that would be hard to read. We have yellow, we have a very bright yellow, so that really pops against the orange background. So you want to think about contrasting colors as well when you're designing your presentation. So you can go through and look at all of the various shades of colors that are available in Google Slides. So again, thinking about not only the way it looks, but also the topic of your presentation. So I already have quite a few pictures saved, and I know that the oranges and the yellows and the shades of brown are going to match well with the photos that I have of my lion. So that is how I could change the color of the subtitle. And I also have a highlight color, so you can see there's no highlight, and if I wanted to highlight, I could. I would caution you and use this very sparingly. I don't think that this is necessary. That being said, that black highlight color does really make the font pop. So This allows you some time to experiment with what looks best on your presentation. I'm going to keep that black highlight color. I think it looks really nice. So I'm going to go back to the highlight. I'm going to go back to my lion text one last time, tap on the A, and maybe make that just an even size 50. So that is how you are going to change the style, the size, the text color, and the highlight color of the fonts and the text that you put on your presentation.